goodness. We have been so excited about this day. I'm just almost as nervous, I think, as the children behind the stage. This has been such a long anticipation for us. Let me introduce myself to begin with. I'm Tracy Willis, and I'm the challenge teacher here at Rudolph Gordon Elementary. I have the privilege of teaching 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students, and we get to do some pretty awesome things. This year, we studied about William Shakespeare. And boys and girls and parents, we wrote a book. We actually wrote our very own book. I don't know if you've heard about William Shakespeare, but he wrote many plays. And we learned all about, well, most of his plays this year. I know the parents can verify that. But one of the plays we focused on was Romeo and Juliet. And we just really had a hard time with why in the world the Capulets and the Montagues couldn't get along. You know that story? The families just couldn't get along. And if they would have gotten along, well, probably Romeo and Juliet would still be alive. So we decided, we've always heard of sequels, which are stories that happen after a story. You know that. We thought, we want to know what happened before. So that is actually called a prequel. And you don't hear about those as much, but a prequel is what really happened before the story that we know about. What happened before that? And so we decided, we thought about it, we thought, we knew the story of Twas the Night Before Christmas. How many of you have ever heard that story? Yeah, it's a great story. I had to memorize it when I was a little girl. And we thought, well, we'll just use that as our title. We'll kind of remix it a little bit. And we'll say, "'Twas the year before Romeo and Juliet met." Now, I want you to know, I didn't write this story. We all wrote this story. And what was so neat is we created new characters. And you'll notice Owen actually created the character Marty. And a lot of the kids came up with these ideas, and some of them we liked, and some of them we didn't. And we were able to work that out and be creative. And so we made this book, and the children illustrated the pictures in the book, which was so awesome. I'll read you what's on the back of the book. It says, William Shakespeare was an amazing writer. This story is a prequel to Romeo and Juliet and was written and illustrated by Miss Willis's 3rd grade challenge class. It begins with the Capulets and Montagues celebrating the arrival of King Capulet's statue. But something happens and changes the party into a messy catastrophe. Now, boys and girls and parents, this is pretty awesome that you're here because this is the first time that this has ever been seen. How many of you have ever seen a movie for the first time? It's called a premiere. This is the premiere of "'Twas the Year Before Romeo and Juliet Met." I am so proud of these 3rd grade students. Parents, I want to thank you for letting me have the opportunity to teach them this year. I hope that they will always remember William Shakespeare. I look forward to having them next year and in 5th grade. I want to tell you this before we start. The 3rd graders, after we do our vows, you are dismissed. Parents and family, please stay. We will be doing autographs in our costumes after the program. And I have a little surprise in the back that the children don't know about, so I won't announce it till afterwards, but it's in the back. I want to tell you one more thing, and then I'm going to get off the stage and let them go. The costumes in this are original costumes. Miss Willis did not make them. I did raid my closet and get a lot of things out of my closet, and they do have, I think my husband Mark will notice, their belts and boots are all mine. They have made their own costumes, and so I have had nothing to do with that. So, hey, that is very creative, don't you think? I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for letting me be a part of your child's life. And boys and girls and family, sit back and enjoy.
are we doing? Thank you for coming.
I have a question for you, and I mean an essential question. Do you know the story of Romeo and Juliet?
Have you ever wondered why Romeo and Juliet's families didn't like each other? It seems so sad to me that they could just not get along.
You know how they both, well, kicked the bucket at the end of the story?
It seems like the story could have ended better if the families just liked each other. Well, sit back, relax, and let's travel way back and see what happened before Romeo and Juliet met.
Twas the year before Romeo and Juliet went. All through the castles, everything was set.
The Capulets and Montagues were having a party. Everyone was on time except naughty Marty.
He rushed and ran through the guarded gate. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late.
I think I've heard that before.
This huge event was extremely important. King Capulet's statue had just been imported.
From England to France to Italy it went. This work of art was a fabulous present.
The statue was covered from head to toe. Nothing was seen except a fabric of gold.